Well, it's a monumental, massive, humiliating vote of no confidence in Boris Johnson. I mean, people could see it coming at 100 miles off, and it should send a very strong message, if not to Boris Johnson, who's impervious to all of these things, given his arrogance, but it should send a very strong message to the Conservatives that if they keep Boris Johnson, a law-breaking Prime Minister who has, been seen to not tell the truth, if they keep him in office, then effectively they are all becoming complicit in this. So if this is not a wake-up call to the Conservative Party, then it will just prove beyond doubt that they don't have the interests of any part of the UK in mind or at heart. Well, I've said we'll reflect on the experiences of the complainer, the victim. In this case, I've offered to meet directly with the victim if they wish to take up that opportunity, and we'll reflect on that and what changes, if any, need to be made, but we'll do that in proper order.
Do you think Ian Blackford has handled this well?
I think we all have to reflect. These are never easy situations. They're not unique to the SNP. Organisations, all political parties, all organisations have faced these issues. In one sense, it is a sign of how we have moved forward, that these issues, as they would have been for many, many years, are no longer swept under the carpet and they are taken seriously. But it is challenging all organisations to ensure not just that they have robust processes in place, but the right culture when it comes to dealing with these things. I never shy away from these issues, even when they affected somebody who had been very close to me for very many years in politics, and I never will shy away from them.
On Scottish independence then, last week you were talking about the papers you'll be bringing out. One of those I believe is going to talk about the border issue. Mike Russell was saying that he's wants Scotland to have seamless trade between Scotland and England. Is that possible? Is that what your paper is going to set out post-independence?
Well, the UK government and Brexit has created issues around borders. So, Brexit has created, or is in the process of creating, borders between the UK and I think 31 other countries. So this is not a problem that arises from independence, this is a problem that arises from Brexit. If by the time Scotland becomes independent, the UK hasn't seen sense and at least gone back into the single market, then there will be issues that we have to resolve. My argument is not that these issues won't exist. My argument is that with proper thought and planning, they can be resolved in a way that does not impede trade between Scotland and the rest of the UK at a time, of course, when we'll be reopening free trade between Scotland and the single market. I mean, you only have to look at countries elsewhere in Europe. Norway and Sweden have customs issues that they need to resolve between themselves, but they remain amongst each other's biggest trading partners. So there are plenty of examples of how sensibly we can resolve these issues and give Scotland the ability to continue to trade. I think it is possible with the right planning and the right thought, which was both of these things so absent from Brexit, to deal with the issues that will arise. I'm not saying these issues will not exist, but to deal with them in a way that does not impede trade. And we only need to look at where these issues exist between other countries to see that that is the case. The other thing we should be very mindful of course, is the experience of Ireland when it joined the European Union. It saw its dependence on trade with the UK reduced relative to its growing trade with the European Union. So trade between Scotland and the UK, the rest of the UK, will always be important in both directions. This is not just a Scottish priority, but the opportunity for Scotland through independence is to reopen free trade with all of the countries in the single market, the biggest single market in the entire world.